talking about alignment, and I'm going to do a four-wheel alignment on my car and my other cars too. And I want to make a video about it because I think this is a good teachable moment. Well, where do you start? Start at the beginning. You have three basic alignment angles on a modern vehicle. And the best way to describe it is use your feet and legs. If your tires are facing toward each other, that's toe in. That's kind of simple. Tires are facing out, toe out. And no matter how the toe is, if the top of the tires are leaned toward each other, that's called negative camber. If the tires are leaned away from the top are away further apart than the bottoms, that's called positive camber. Everyone's probably seen the old tractors that had the super positive camber front tire in the middle. Well, looks like a tricycle. And that's how they were. But if you're toe in or toe out, the tire will wear in such a way that if you run your hand over it smooth one way, you go the other way, it's like a saw blade. It's little ridges and over. That's tire wear from toe. If it's just super smooth, but the tread's gone or really worn down, that's camber wear. And camber wear, you can have just one tire doing it, and the other one's just fine. Toe, if you have, no matter what one tire's doing, if one tire is toe out, they're both toe out. Because it's going to correct to make you drive straight down the road. Your steering wheel will be leaned to one side probably. Same with toe in. If one tire's straight and the other one's toed in, they're going to equal out. So you're going to have toe wear on both tires. If you have bad tread wear on one tire, that's almost always camber. Run your hand over it and it'll be nice and smooth probably. Then that is a camber problem, either adjustment or a component failed. All right. 20 some odd years I was the automotive technology teacher at my school. We had a super nice 40 some odd $1,000 Hunter Engineering Hawkeye Elite with the flashing cameras and the lasers and the targets that go on the wheels, and every single car ever made in the database. I knew when I left that job last fall that I was really going to miss that alignment machine. Because I used to bring the Miata in there, and I would have the students learn how to do alignments and tweak it just a little bit here, a little bit there, do a few things to it to improve the handling and the road feel and tire wear. I go and get the beast here and put new tires on it. I did a video about summer performance tires. They were gone in 9,200 miles. Well, the front was. Camber wear. I had a slight pull to the right, but camber wear got me. And I had to align it. Don't have access to my old machine, or the machine the school owned at my old job. The other two in town, there's only three in this town within 40 miles of here. One guy, they only work on trucks. That's it. They will not take a car, much less a Porsche. Or as he said, we don't do Porsche. Okay. The other place in town, they won't even let me watch. And I've had just getting vehicles inspected there. They go inspect my vehicle, and I know it's going to pass. They come back, oh, your parking brake is not good enough. It's going to be, give us 2 hours or come back tomorrow, pick the car up, it'll be inspected. It's probably around $700 to fix the parking brake that wasn't broken. Well, I didn't think it was. Took it to, when it came home, checked it, and sure enough, it was a little bit of creep if you hit enough power sitting still with the parking brake on. I went to the parts store, spent $25 in parts, swapped out the parking brake shoes, took it back to the alignment place in less than an hour, and I'm not going to let them touch my car for alignment. So how do you do alignment yourself? There's all kinds of DIY ways of rigging up laser levels, strings, plates, all kinds of stuff. But I want something that I could do over and over again on this car, the Miata, the Mini, a Jeep, any of my other trucks. And I went with a company called Smart Racing Products. They do not sponsor me. I will take a sponsorship if they're watching, but I'm not. No one's paying me to do this. I paid full price for this. I bought their Smart Camber with the machine and the hands-free adapter, along with their Smart String for tow. Now, anytime you change the camber, my feet don't really do it right, but you change the toe as well. And going through Hunter Engineering alignment training, I spent 2 weeks going through all their training to use their machines and everything else. And oh yeah, I tried asking both places that have machines, can I come do the alignment in your machine? They said I was crazy. But anyway, I know how to work the machine probably better than they do. But whatever. I'm doing my own alignments at home now. And I'm going to share the knowledge. When you change camber, you change toe. So like I said, this car, the steering wheel was just a little bit crooked to the right. And it pulled to the right just a hair. If you let go on a flat road, well, all roads have crowns to them. If you let go on the right side of the crown, it would pretty quickly go to the right. But if you're on a 4-lane highway, you're in the middle lane, you let go, it might take it a quarter mile to a half mile to start creeping across your lane. It wasn't that bad. And I kept checking the tires. And I'm pretty sure the autocross in this thing is what did it. Real low speed, super high turning angle autocross that I was just powering through. That's probably what caused the tire wear. But I still didn't want to align it because tires are expensive. I don't want to buy new tires every 9,500 miles. But you have to set the camber first. To set camber, you have to measure the angle from vertical that the tires, the wheel and tire assembly is. Well, before you do that, you gotta have a flat floor. And I mean, my little metal building here with the concrete floor, it was expensive. Looking through the instructions, of course my floor's flat. They say make sure your floor's flat. It's like, they charged me a bunch of money to pour this concrete. Of course it's flat. But here's how you measure it. According to the instructions from Smart String, or Smart Racing Products, get some kind of spacers. This is a snap-on 13/16 and a snap-on 3/4 half-inch drive socket, 12 points. They are both exactly 1.5 inches tall. Using a digital micrometer, zero it. Oh yeah, alignments, you have to be precise. Everything is precise. So I got this thing exactly on 0. Measure it, 1.500. .500. So my spacers are exactly the same length. I got the level and the bubbles between the lines. We're good, 4-foot level. You put the level up on top of the spacers so you're measuring where the tires are going to be. Still shows level. You turn on the super duper smart camber machine here, let it set itself. You put it in the middle. I'm 0.4 degrees. Let's see, I gotta go up on this way. I'm 0.4 degrees down on this side, up on that side. Let's see what it says here. 0.4. 0.4. So if I was to do a camber check, my car is tilted this way 0.4 degrees. I mean, you can't even see it. I'm gonna try to stabilize myself. 0.4, I'm gonna push it to level. It's not much, but there's a little bit of movement there. And that's how much my floor is tilted. I thought I had a flat floor. When I get water in here, it doesn't make a puddle. Whatever. My floor is not exactly flat enough to do an alignment that's going to work right. Oh, and exactness in alignments. On the Miata, I can do an alignment, make it perfect, zero the factory specs everywhere, and I get in the car, just my 250 some odd pounds, I sit in it, and every single angle is off now because just my weight compressing the suspension. So I got to where I would train students how to do the alignment just right, then I get in the car, and they'd be under adjusting, I was watching them at the screen on the machine, and they zero it out with me in it. The car, tremendous difference in how the car felt and handled. So alignments are very, very picky. If you start feeling for alignment stuff, as far as when you're driving, you're going to get kind of obsessed with this, and that could happen to me too. Anyway, 0.4 degrees off. Now, what I think is really neat is SmartString recommends linoleum 1x1 tiles. I bought 10 of these from Amazon at $11. That means they're $1.10 a piece. And what's really neat is because they're the peel and stick, if you leave the wrapper on the back, when we go to adjust the tire, they will slide against themselves. So the tire will stick to this, and we can adjust the tire in and around. It'll slide and not cause any kind of bind up. So I got 5 of these. These are 0.050 thickness. I'm going to put them underneath the low side. Let's see what we are now. Oh, 0.0. 0.0. 0.0. All right. Again, I just looked up, I did linoleum square tiles on Amazon, and again, they're $1.11 a piece or $1.19, something like that. I just bought a box of 10. And I need 5 of them to make this part level. But I already have measured the front, and the front's out the same way as far as the floor. So I'm going to put 5, so I'm going to roll the car so the tire is on these. And the front tire is going to be on them as well. So that makes my car, all 4 corners, exactly level. So when we go to do camber measurements, there's no correction, there's no, I wonder which way do I add or subtract on this? That's all taken care of. So that's going to be it for the introduction, which is pretty much, you have to level your floor. Now, if I were in a hurry at a racetrack or somewhere trying to change my alignment, I could just put it on there, zero the machine, or write down, it says my camber's at 15.1 degrees. You could be on the side of a hill. And I know I want to change it 0.2 degrees in or out. I just write down 15.0, change it to it's 15.2 or 14.8, and then go. But I need to get it's if I knew my measurements exactly. I don't know what this thing is. So I have to get a baseline, and starting with 0 as your correction is a whole lot better than starting with 0.3 or 0.4 or whatever. So there'll be more of these to follow, but this is part 1, just the basics.